From South Plains Lanes in Lubbock, we're here for the title matches of today's JBT events. A bunch of good storylines here, maybe none better than Adel Wahner, the top seed for the first time in a stepladder finals in her career, looking to break through for that first career title in the main division here. This is the open scratch division against guys and girls 21 and under. This high school senior has put on quite a show today. She went plus 300 even for 8 games today to grab the top seed over this guy, number 2 qualifier Levi Fintel, this guy. Who led quite a few rounds himself and had the individual highlight of the day with the 299 game back in Game 5 of the morning squad. This is the third frame. Levi leads by 3. Could have made it 13 if he carried there, but we'll need to spare that up to maintain that 3-pin lead. Over on the handicap division, Mateo Gonzalez was runner-up here last year. He's trying to avoid that same thing here by winning the title this time. He's the top seed going up against number 3 seed Bryson Ellis, making his first career top 5 appearance. Mateo's getting 12 pins in this match, and he trails by 11 through 2 frames. And the big 4 in the third is not going to help things out at all. And the look on his face tells the entire story right there for him. Big, powerful ball thrown by Fintel. Crushes that rack in the 1-2 pocket. And points at the right-hand lane saying, I got to figure you out. Gonzalez smart to get the 2. But it doesn't really matter because according to some people, this tournament is rigged. This would be Mateo's sister Michaela, who missed the top 5 by, no, not 5 pins. Not 5 pins, 4 pins. Yes, there you go. I know. Still a very good job in 6th place. Here's Ellis shooting his 3rd frame. There's a broken strike for him. As opposed to those big hooking bowlers of the 2-handers and then the crankers like Levi, Bryson throws the ball just a complete throwback, as straight and end over end as you could. Got the role of the 60s and 70s superstars as Adel with a rare split for her. Even rare that she doesn't convert it. She's been making everything that she's left. I mean, she hasn't left much all day. Way Brooklyn that time. Lucky to only leave the 3-5. So Adel now trails in the match by 15 as a result of that split. Had a low game today of 189, a high at 261. All the other games were 200 plus for her, and root to that even 300 up. 4-9 to cave that time. Pretty playable shot. Today we bowled on Bourbon Street. We use that a lot when we want a more higher score paced tournament. As Ellis misses that 3-pin, and his body language tells the story over there. Plus 42 cut in the scratch division, so a little over 208 average to get in the top 40% today. Handicap 36 up to make the cut. There's a much better shot from Mateo. Second in his very first JBT event here last year, has 1 title to his credit. In fact, he's the only one of the 4 bowlers left who has a title, as Levi or Adel is going to win their first. As Levi had a chance to increase that lead, but also leaves a 4-pin. Really dry lanes. I threw a couple shots during the practice for the semis, and I couldn't get the ball on the right side of the head pin, so I don't know how a 2-hander would possibly do that right now. You got to be able to move extremely left. You got to throw it super hard, and you got to try and keep the ball in that heavier oil in the center of the lane as long as possible. If it gets out early, it's just going to be pretty unpredictable. Bryson has won 2 matches here over James Fine in round 2 and then over Daniel Hall in round 3. Fine beats Tressa Robinson to begin the stepladder finals. That's a nice shot. Real nice shot there from Fintel. He's Dutch through 6. That's good enough for a 15-pin lead. Ellis attacking the head pin there. Gets 9 out of that. And he's got to win this match by 13 pins to win it all. He leads by 11. And he'll stay that way if he can convert that 6-pin. Wahner creeping up high here. Last 3 shots, split 4-pin now. Lucky to avoid the split and move only to 6. Coming off a thriller title match in the women's series where she and Brie Vargas tied at 236. Brie won the ensuing roll-off 10-9. For today's girls title, she and Brie are going to go back and forth all year long. Throwing that famous Mukau ball at the spare. No trouble with that. And no trouble on the Brooklyn side for Ellis. He'll take that. Happy camper. He's enjoying his time in the top 5. We like to see that. Good vibe all day today. Part due to our great staff at South Plains here. Have a blast every time. Jim McLean, Jimbo Evans, GM. See how quickly that ball got out and how quickly it turned left. And he gets a Brooklyn strike, and he could care less what side of his pocket it's on. As long as there's an X up on that scoreboard. Getting some advice from the side. Delvin's a little deeper. Oh, and tickles that 7-pin over. Wow. I feel like it's advantage fine here because the trouble with Adel is when she starts to move left, she's going to run into some over-under scenarios. Anybody's bowling ball is going to hook out in that friction to the right now. But it's tough for Adel to get through the oil that's in the middle. Fine, meanwhile, can step in and just rip on it. And does get the double there in the 7th frame and increases his lead as a result. Mateo switches to a ball that doesn't hook much for the spares. That's nicely done. Strike spare in the 6th, 7th. Levi finds himself up 25 now, can make it 35 with 3 in a row in the 8th. Oh, wow. Just rips that rack apart. Really bad break there to only leave the 7 and a dry smile on his face. No! Got that one down. He's throwing that ball so hard and so direct. I think the 6-pin just assassinated itself. And oh dear. Oh, you see Levi now. Wow on that. Again, the body language tells the story. Is right when he had a chance to take a prohibitive lead, a missed spare. It's again the major factor. We talk about this every week. No matter what the scoring pace is, people strike about the same. It's those in-between frames that so often tell the difference, and a huge chance for Adel to take the lead if she can strike twice here. This girl's too good to give her a second chance. Now look at that, and she buries it. Makes the move on that right plane to get back into the pocket. Same move should work out just fine on this left-hand lane. She was high 2 times ago in this lane and then got the light one before. She can just split the difference. She'll find herself a leader going into the 10th as Ellis chops in the 8th frame. And Mateo, as it stands, trails by 6 and he's getting 12, so he's ahead in this match, depending what he can do here in the 8th frame. No, and instead he leaves the unmakeable 310. As far as I'm concerned, they're impossible. One of the many reasons I sit here babbling into a camera instead of bowling myself. Big shot for Wahner. All over it. Wow. Exceptional poise and maturity for still a high school teenage lady. Yeah, you can't make them. You can't make them. You can't do it. No. Cannot make them. Beats me how you make those. So he now trails in the match, but by less than a mark. Fintel, same story. And he destroys that rack in the 9th play. Should be in for a great finish here, but if he ends up on the losing end, he will want that spare. And the fact that he should have struck. Gonzalez comes up with a big strike in the 9th frame. Trails by only 7 pins, and he'll have that strike going into the 10th. Fintel can strike out for 217. Wahner can strike out for 224. She'll have to match whatever Levi does in the 10th frame right here. He says, oh boy. He was saying pretty pleased before that ball barely left his hand. He liked it, obviously. He's surprised that left a 4 there. Real good ball and not that great a result. Oh dear, speaking of not a great result, bad timing there for the virtually unmakeable 4-6. I joke about the 310, but this really is obviously mostly unmakeable. No problem with the spare, but that means that Adel's simply going to need a mark in the 10th to win, which should never say simply, because one of these 2 bowlers is a 10th frame away from their first title. But Ellis should get the 1 pin account here. It's unlikely you're going to make it. he does do just that. So Ellis leads by 8 now, and is giving 12. So he's trails by 4 once you add in the handicap. Ellis does Levi gets the fill to finish with a better than the scoreboard reads, 197. That just felt like a way better game than that. Adel Wahner needs a mark and count to become our first female scratch JBT champion in quite a while. Ellis wide right in the 10th. He can still spare that up though, but this is the moment Adel has waited for a long time. 2 previous title match losses. The ball is in her hands in the 10th frame this time. Oh. Outstanding shot, ringing 10. It's one of the best spare shooters on tour. That's a very nice spare from Ellis. Completely untested in this situation. He's made Gonzalez mark in the 10th as well. Identical scenarios going on in both divisions. It's a little chilly in here, but I might be nervous for Adel too. I don't know. You know what you've done a million times before, do your pre-shot routine. She misses, Levi wins. Instead, she is all over that corner pin. Yeah, you'd think this was a 30-year tour vet out here. She is on her way to great things in the collegiate world and beyond, but right now, she can check off another box on her bucket list here. And right now, Mateo needs a strike to win at his home house. Ball! And carries everything! It looked like the 6-7 was going to be up. They all somehow crumble down, and Gonzalez is going to win it all. Adel finishes with the strike for the 203-197 win. Let's hear it for the ladies. Great job by both bowlers, but Adel has done it. And Mateo has done it. Big old hug from Bree, who she lost to in the women's match. The ladies out here are tough. Not just in New Mexico, but boy, oh boy. A happy moment for the Gonzalez family, except one. 4 pins. Great finish for Mateo there. Vengeance is his over last year. And a great runner-up spot from Bryson as well. 4 happy finalists here. We're always happy to see that. We will hand out the awards to these great bowlers, and we'll do it all over again here in Lubbock tomorrow as this guy finally avenges his last year.